Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. That is exactly what it is. I am your host, Lloyd Strayhorn, and I do want to thank everybody for joining us. I have a very wonderful guest on. Her name is Aquarius Maximus. Actually, she needs no introduction, but I'm going to let you know anyway. So let me take this off a second. Here we go. Ah, there we go. And let me get Jackie on with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I got that out the way. Hold on. Wait, do I have this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Jackie, you hear me? Jackie. Aquarius, how you doing, lady?
I'm well.
You seem to have so many things in the iron,
I
from
do.
metaverse to cryptocurrency to your card display every day on Instagram is amazing. How you pull all those characters together. I don't think people realize the kind of work and research, because first of all, you got to make sure all of them got their birthdays. Okay, that's for sure. And you got to make sure that whatever their cards are assigned. What makes cardology so fascinating?
Um, wow. I think the most fascinating thing for me is how alike we are and how we do trade places with other people. We just don't know. And cardology is that's the most fascinating thing about it is that sometimes we're so obsessed with ourselves, we don't realize that we share things with other people. Like we walk, so you got something to learn from everybody. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so, this person, you might have this person's card right now who you think like you are this person who you think you don't like, right? And we look at your cards and see you are that person right now. And and you may be acting the way, acting out the life of that person to someone else, right? In the
Hmm.
same way you don't like the way it's portrayed to you. Like it's man, it's just awesome to see. Like it's like
Yeah,
wow, we're really not very much different from each other as we think we are.
we're really not. Although this culture now have it, I'm not supposed to trust you. You're not supposed to trust me. You're not even supposed to trust your mother. Okay, so I think
Mhm.
we're all in the same boat, literally, and I don't think people realize the common things that are happening around here, especially here in Manhattan. There was an article saying that the average rent is going to be $4,000 a month. My question is, who has that kind of money other than the ultra rich? Okay, and that's a one bedroom apartment.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not
Mhm.
a house, piece of property. That's one bedroom, and
Mhm.
I'm saying, who has that kind of money? Certainly not nobody working at Mickey D's. Certainly
But
nobody working at Dunkin' Donuts.
they're preparing for the future. They don't deal in the now. They're dealing in, okay, so who are we attracting here? Like you said, who are we thinking about is going to be here? Not the people who are there right now, but who do we think is going to be here?
Well, we're not going to leave this planet. We're the original man. So I,
Oh, no,
I
no, 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 I'm talking about in the city.
oh,
In
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 the city. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 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 I'm just saying locally
That's
in this.
great. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now I feel, and you're absolutely right. And New York City is almost, there will be no middle class, much less lower class. After a while, in about another 10 years ago. But anyway, enough of New York City. How did you get into this cardology? Because you're very
Ooh,
good at it, and you authored books on the subject.
yeah. I So I had my first cardology reading years ago, by a sister named Adama. You might know Adama. She's pretty popular down here. She actually is on the radio. She used to have a show called Adama Speaks.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Adama. She's a seven of spades.
Uh-huh.
And I had my first real cardology reading with her. And it blew my mind that the playing cards, like I was just magnetically attracted to the playing cards. I was like, oh my God, the playing cards are for this, you know? So
Yeah.
it opened up a can of worms that never closed, you know?
Well, I'm
So
glad because it led to you coming out and really breaking this down. I think that's great.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta give it up to, the door openers, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And
Yeah, that's
I'm
how we
forever
start.
grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes we think we've done everything by ourselves and not realizing that we had to have some point of beginning
No,
to get into
yeah,
this.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely. But
question:
that's
Can you, before we get to the comments, which is a whole bunch of them, can you tell? When I had Nina Diamond on and Jackie, they was making a reference that clubs that suit it's no hearts are for children, clubs are for teenagers, diamonds are for adults, and spades are for seniors. Can you just critique each of those briefly so people understand about whether they got a club or heart or whatever the case is?
Well, the truth of the matter is, just like astrology, most people only know their sun card, but there are literally there's a whole line of important cards. So we don't just have hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. We have a mixture of cards that make up who we are. And then we also transit every year through cards that add more dimension. Like even in the natal chart, a lot of people will say, well, when they do know their natal chart, they'll say, well, Virgo rules my seventh house, but there's no planets in it. But things move into it, things transit into it. And the same thing with cardology. Cardology is a moving system. So every year you move in the place of a card and you take on their whole set of cards. So, that's you. So it adds more dimension every year, every 7 years, every 13 years, every 7 weeks, every day. So today,
Really?
today is a
Mhm.
Queen of Diamonds day, and today we're all Queen of Diamonds. So we're
In
all
other words, everybody universally is a
Mhm,
Queen of
mhm.
Diamond Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Today's a Queen of Diamonds day. So we're all sitting in the energy of the Queen of Diamonds. We're all living the karma of the Queen of Diamonds within the day. And of course, we still have our own cards, which gives us a different dimension, a different perspective of the experience. But at the experience in and of itself is the Queen of Diamonds.
But so you know what you're saying, the natal chart, and then when we move up, they call it the progress chart. So I would
Yeah,
imagine you
yeah.
lay
Same thing
out
with
the
cards.
initial cards, and then
Yeah.
you do the progress chart. I guess this is why you need the age to find out what year they're transiting to,
Yeah,
right?
when they're transiting, right. At the base of cardology is something we call the grand solar spreads. And what these were a series of magnetically timed spreads that represent each year of life. And why it's so important is that there's different types of things you do with the cards. Like the tarot cards, you shuffle and deal. You're doing what we call a magnetic spread, whatever is magnetized and laying there, right? But every time you shuffle and deal, you're going to get a different spread. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what makes something science is that when you can replicate it, when you can replicate something, then it becomes science. So we have a set of spreads that are in like pretty much written in stone. These are the spreads of these particular years. So it makes it
Mm-hmm.
more scientific and it gives us the ability to go backwards and forwards. and it gives us the ability to do what do you call it, predictions, and stuff like that based off of the spreads.
Good. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me get you here. Um, can you just touch briefly what this club means? Hearts, spades, for those that know in a
But
general
well,
way.
hearts, of course, are dealing with your emotions, right?
That makes
And
sense.
well, you're dealing with, your family. I like to look at hearts as the family, the people, right?
Mhm.
So, and clubs deal with the mind, the mental, and diamonds deal with your values, your resources, and of course, money, like they say, but that's a value, right? And
Yeah.
spades deals with your labor and your wisdom. Labor and wisdom, is what spades deals with. So we have a nice little mixture of those cards in our cards.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
not only do we have cards that are associated with our birth, by the way, but we also have cards that are associated with our name, and things
Yeah,
like
that fascinated me. That now, when you
right.
told me that's how you do things, I just says,
Yeah.
"Wow."
Yeah. So, so I could be, if I don't have a birthday, like for instance, many places you don't have a birthday, you may not have access to the birthday, but you have the name. So we'll quickly look up the card for the name to get the energy of that place.
That's amazing. That's how you were able to read some of your relationships in the past too. They didn't want to give up their birthdays. That's how I first started
Exactly.
this interview with
Exactly.
you.
Exactly. And we don't even need a real name. We could use a username.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can use an IG name, a Facebook name,
Yeah.
anything like that? That's
Yeah,
what you're saying?
because because anything that you're using it as a Saturn identifier is magnetized to you. You couldn't use that if it doesn't describe you in some way. If it's not your energy, you wouldn't be able to even use it. So there have been many times, I used to like to do a lot of experiments on dating sites where I just, say some crazy stuff. But I'll be like, hey, what's your birthday? They don't want to give me a birthday. And I have their username. So I'll start reading them off their username. And they're like, oh my God. How
I
did
know
you
they
know
did.
that from my username? You know? And then I would do some experiments sometimes where I would change my own username to get a different result because I want to meet the I don't like the type of men I'm meeting at that moment. So I'll change my username and change it up.
All right, you're telling some of your secrets. Well, we are going to give that information how people can find out so you can share with them. Now, before we start with the viewers, there's one little 2-minute clip. It's something that deals with the meta world that you're dealing in. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, I'm involved in the metaverse. I'm heavy in tech. And currently I'm actually building a metaverse platform, but where I also build inside of other metaverse platforms. So I'm building inside of Meta, which is Facebook's metaverse, and building some things on spatial as well.
Okay, good. What we're going to do is we're going to show this 2-minute clip you have, and here we go. Let me see something. Okay, hold it. Okay, let me get something started here because I was able to play this. Okay, why is it not playing? Because I wanted to play. Hold on one second. Let me figure out why is this not playing, and why do I have this stuff up here? Okay, so for some reason it. Well, let me say this. Okay, let me go. I got it here on the screen. People can see it, and why won't it click? Well, anyway, this was it. She did a 2-minute experiment of setting up shop. I think, right?
Yeah, I was talking a little bit about that world that I built. That world is actually built now, but talking about the world that I was building there. Of course I like to share because I want to get other people involved because this is the early stages of metaverse and we need more creators um and need more people, to not be afraid and step in here and do some things because you could do some real magical stuff.
Well, people nowadays think that metaverse is like they want to make humans unhuman. and everybody become robots, I guess, through this device like this, through Meta World. I don't know.
Well, that's where it comes, you gotta trust yourself. You know, either you trust yourself, you don't have to trust other people, but you have to trust yourself.
Okay. Now, I am curious as to why I cannot play this. And I thought, I got it. I think I got it. Hold on. I think I got the idea. One moment. It would be right here. Okay, there we go.
Hey, everybody. So my world is finally live. I'm gonna do a walkthrough and take a couple of videos. It's kind of lonely in here. I don't think there's a lot of people in Horizons all together, but I don't even understand why there aren't a lot of people in Horizons because honestly, it's really dope. But anyway, follow me in. So this is the entrance. Aquarius Maximus, Queen of Diamonds. I'm in my Queen of Diamonds mode. Ironically, today's a Queen of Diamonds day. Man. So this is my little spot where you can come and you can kind of take your selfie and then just chill. I got a little bar over there. You can get your little fake beer. My DJ booth. My little DJ booth. Eventually, I'll have some music playing, but I haven't figured that out all the way yet. So let me show you my little computer. And I'm going to choose November and 16th. Ah, there I go. There I go. Four clubs.
And this is your first experiment, right?
Yeah, that's the first world I built.
Okay, good. Good. I'm glad I got that to play. Okay, let me stop.
Hey, I'm Kayla, and I'm one of the AI voices from
Okay, you gotta
Revoicer.
go.
I can be sad, and you'll think that I might break down and cry any moment. Or get excited about all the projects that we'll work on together. I can even get angry with the push of a button.
Yeah, well,
I can.
okay. Thank you very much for that. All right, now we now that we finished that, let's get started with opening up the phones, talking to people. By the way, you said also if they can include some of their ages too. Well, you got some people that jumped out the gate very, very early. So one of them, we're gonna go back to the top and let's see, where are we? Okay, here we go. Oh, here's the first one is Melanated 8 Brown. She was just giving a shout out to you. Okay. And she was acknowledging it. And then we have a Debbie Denal, I should say. That's her name. She would like a reading, please. She is um, the 11th of February of 1980. So she's
Ace of
14.
Spades. How old is she?
I think she should be about 43 if I'm looking at the numbers right.
She's
But
born in
she's
80.
born in
My sister
1980.
was born in 80, but yeah, so is she 43? She's 43?
Yes. I would say so. Let me do my trusty math here a second, which is a calculator. Thank you. I mean, I could probably
42.
do them.
Is it 42?
Hmm.
So yeah, drop your age. That way we don't have to calculate ages. I can tell you what's going on in the year for you. But I'll start by saying she's an ace of spades, right?
Yeah, she turned 43. Or will turn 43 this year.
Okay,
Oh
so
no, she turned 43 just
turned
last week.
43.
Happy belated
Okay.
birthday, Debbie.
So two big things. 43 is a big year for everybody, right? Because 43 is like, I like to call it the year of fame or the year of notoriety. So it's a year where you can get some type of notoriety for whatever you do. Like, you know what I mean? In your work or whatever, you could get people to talk about you, right? Because that's a key thing in notoriety, right? So
Hmm.
you can't be famous if people are not talking about you. So the seven of clubs sits in a very prominent position, which is the card of people talking about you, good or bad, right? But it's a
Hmm.
part of the recipe for success and fame. So most people, in order to get this type of success, they have to go through this lesson of not caring what people have to say, because the seven of clubs is actually the card of Lizzo, right? And Lizzo oftentimes does things that seem to be shocking, right? Because really that's what a seven of clubs is supposed to do. They're supposed to not care what people say about them, because people are going to talk, but in order to get you even higher up the ladder, you need people to talk about you. You know what I mean? So that's why celebrities don't really care. Celebrities feed the gossip columns. They give them information, right? And a lot of times they want them to even say something maybe controversial or something, because it'll get the people talking about them. So that's
Hmm.
one.
Hmm.
Now, she's in the ace of spades. And the ace of spades is definitely one of those cards where people will talk about you because they usually don't know what the heck you're doing. It's the card of secrecy and mystery. They don't know where you work. They don't know who you dating until you tell them. You know,
Right?
that's the ace of spades. Like, I have an ace of spades a really good friend, and she's like, what's his name, Tommy from Martin. They never knew where he was working, where his job was. I was like, that's such an ace of spades thing. And even though she's a good friend of mine, I never know where she works. I never know what she's doing at the time being, unless she tells me, like, and which is very rare. So,
Interesting.
but
Interesting.
this particular year, you're displacing the King of Hearts, which is the card of putting yourself out there. That's the performer. That means that in order for you to be successful, everything has to be lively. Everything has to be a performance. And some people often say, well, I'm not a performer. But think about it. If you were a doctor and you added a little bit of performance in your being a doctor, then you would be the world's favorite. You would be the favorite doctor in the hospital. They'd be like the dancing doctor on TikTok. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it would make
Yeah.
you really love it. So that is the lesson of the King of Hearts, is like, no matter what you do, you got to put your heart into it, because that's really what's going to attract people. And this particular year, you also got a lot of fives. You got a five of diamonds in Mercury and your five of clubs. So you either may have moved or you may be thinking about move. Your values are changing. You may want more money. Definitely want more money, because you got an eight of diamonds in Saturn. So this is going to be a year where you might go a little bit further. You might get a little bit riskier in order to get more money and make more money in your life.
Good. I know this. When I had a reading from you, it was just absolutely amazing. Now, this is a person, Rara. They want to know, could you give them a reading? Their birthday's coming up in 2 days on the 15th, 1971, which would make them exactly 52 years old.
Oh, wow, another big year. Everybody got these big years. I love that when people got big things going on, because the law of attraction means that everybody here has something big. When somebody shows up big, that means that you got something big, I got something big. We all got something big that's about to explode, right? So this person is a 10 of diamonds, the card of celebrity again. We got all these big time people. They may not realize that they're supposed to be becoming big time, but they're big time. But what's more important about this is that this person is 52. 52 is the end of an era in cardology, right? 52 is the last card in the deck. Solar value number 52, which is the King of Spades. So,
Really? That's
yes,
true. That's true.
yes. So
Okay.
this is supposed to be your mastery year, right? This is supposed to be the year that you were preparing for your whole life. Unfortunately, a lot of people get in this year and they feel a tremendous amount of pressure, right? Because again, it's God. It's your come to God moment. It's your either be God or come to God moment, right? So some people, honestly, they get so stressed out that they're like, man, I don't know if I can even make it at 52. You know, so if you look at, pay attention a lot of times to people passing away and look at the age, and you'll see a lot of 52, because supposedly it's supposed to be an exit window, right? So you choose a road. You either choose a road to greatness or you could choose a road elsewhere. So, but let's talk about the greatness, because you're a 10 of diamonds, right? So you were already born with the light on you. You know, so this is the card of angels. So you were born with angelic protection. You were born with the light of the angels on you, right? You were born with angels walking by your side. And some people might think that's great, but you might think that's oppressive. You know why? Because think about it. When you're young and a little kid and you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing and the light is shining on you, then you're the one that gets the whooping. You know what I mean? So, and you get the hard whooping. They come in and whoop you so hard. What you doing? Showing off, acting crazy, blah, blah, blah. So if you talk to a lot of 10 of diamonds, they done been through things. You know what I mean? However, they're supposed to take that energy and they're supposed to realize that, okay, where am I supposed to shine? There is a place I'm supposed to shine. So sometimes what they do is they become marketers. They become PR people, like what's her name, Mona, whatever, that did the Real Hot, that did all those reality shows. She's a 10 of diamonds. So sometimes they turn around and give their superpower away to other people to make them stars, when really they're the ones that need to come out into the light, and they're the ones that need to become brave in order to do so, right? So this is your year, being a 52, being a God card, being a king of spades. You literally can work at something very, very hard and finish it, and it's guaranteed to catapult you to a new level in life.
Very good. I want to acknowledge it didn't show up. I wanted to thank, there it is, T. Wisebear for their $5 super donation. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. There are some other people, I will get them on too. But you know what is fascinating about your IG Instagram program is that you do this practically. What made you start this?
You know, it's interesting because I have a 10 of diamonds in Neptune, and the 10 of diamonds is a card of celebrities. So I have like a psychic connection to celebrities. I have a lot of celebrity clients and stuff like that. I be knowing what be going on with them, like before they know what's going on with them, right? But celebrities are stars, and they're the reason that they're here is to shine the light on things that we go through on a global mass scale, right? So that I felt that the best way to teach people cardology is to teach them, is to show them the celebrities that represent these cards, because they can't deny the connection that they feel when they are these cards and they share cards with certain celebrities and they share experiences. It's like undeniable. If I were to put other people up there that people didn't know, then you wouldn't be able to identify with them because you don't know their lives or even a piece of their life. So this is a way to get people to see how categorical we really are as a people. Like, we do fall in categories.
Yeah, we do have a lot in common. In fact,
Yeah.
this one here is the 9 of diamond, which is my.
Yes. Yes. Very, very big card. I think hello? Did you lose me? I think you lost me. Did you lose me? Oh, they can hear me. I think we lost Lloyd. Did we lose Lloyd? Y'all can hear me, right? We lost. I thought y'all lost me. Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad I'm still here. I thought I was the one that brought the house down. Lloyd brought the house down. And we were just about to talk about his card too, the 9 of diamonds. So the 9 of diamonds is literally a royal card. It's a royal card. But these people have to find their royalty. Yeah, Ronald Reagan, not Ronald Reagan. Actually, his wife, Nancy Reagan, was a 9 of diamonds. Ronald Reagan was a 6 of spades. But if you see all these people up here, you know that most of these people at least came from, kind of like a little bit of a struggle. You know what I mean? So that's what the 9 of diamonds can kind of symbolize. It could symbolize the road you get to being on top, the road you get to becoming royalty, finding your royalty, etc. Hey, we lost them like for good. Hey. We still got Jazz. So someone said that, okay, so we have, let's see, let me pick some people out of here. We got a 2-4. I know 2-4, 2-4, 64. That is an 8 of spades. And you're actually related to the 9 of diamonds. So it's funny that I picked you because you're related to the 9 of diamonds. The 9 of diamonds, the 8 of spades transformation card, their earth twin is the 9 of diamonds. And the 8 of spades is the card of overcoming obstacles. And we got an obstacle here right now. That's the 9 of diamonds trying to get back online, I'm sure. And that's the card of overcoming obstacles. I'm going to pull you up. You're 59 and you are displacing the 9 of diamonds. Look at that. So nothing is a coincidence. Everything is in divine order. So this 8 of spades person is displacing the 9 of diamonds this year, which is their lifetime transformation card. So what does that mean? That means that you get to change your life. Like you get to drop all of the things, drop all of the dead weight and the baggage that may have been holding you back from certain successes in your life and actually like take off somewhere and fly. And this year you actually have a King of Diamonds in Jupiter. So you should be working on becoming financially independent or working on your business. If you have a business, this is the time to expand your business. The King of Diamonds represents expansion. So it essentially represents you learning how to work your business smarter and not harder, preparing for retirement because now you're going to hire people and you're going to get all the people that you can to replace you in the menial work that you normally do. And it takes a lot of faith. It takes a lot of faith to be a King of Diamonds and to let go of the reins and hand the reins over to someone else so that they could run it, so that you could live your best life. That's what that is about. So, hey, I don't even see Jazz. So we have let's see. We got 7475. And I went for 7-4 because I believe 7-4, if I'm not mistaken, is a Jack of Diamonds, which is actually tomorrow's card. And you're going to be 48. I'm 48. So you're a 48-year-old Jack of Diamonds. Let's see what Jack of Diamonds has in store for you. So you're displacing the 9 of clubs, right? And that's the card of graduation. So this is your opportunity. First of all, you're graduating from lessons that you've already learned already. You're leaving behind things that you never have to go back to. That's what the 9 of clubs is about. So sometimes the 9 of clubs can symbolize depression because there's something that we want to hang on to and we don't want to leave behind so bad. And we know that once we leave behind, actually we don't know what's going to happen beyond that, but we want to hold on so much. When the 9 of clubs is like, let yourself go, let yourself graduate, let yourself get to this new level that you're trying to be, that life is trying to push you to. You're actually in the Venus role. So Venus is good. Venus is blessings, right? But when you're dealing with a 9, there are some things that are blocking your blessings. When you have the opportunity to maybe meet new people and develop new relationships and stuff like that, but you may be hanging on to little bits of the past that are preventing you from doing that. This year, you got a 9 of diamonds in Saturn. So look, you got Lloyd in Saturn. So you may really be intently watching this show to see what you can learn and see if you can pick up some things that can help you succeed. You got a Queen of Diamonds Uranus this year, and that's actually the card for today. So you really want to pay attention to the lessons that you learned today because they're key to your progress. Uranus represents progress. So how are you going to progress? By promoting your on marketing your business or your services or the things that you do, etc. Right? And also listening to your intuition when it comes to money and following your hunches when it comes to money. So, wow. I'm still on and he ain't come back. I'm sad. Oh my goodness. So, okay, so let's look. We got a 33-year-old 530, which is, that's May 30th. So we got a May 30th 2 of clubs. That's 33 years old. Right? I'm going to tell you one thing about the 2 of clubs, first of all. 2 of clubs is a proximity card. You got to really watch your surroundings and you got to watch the people that you're dealing with. You want to deal with people who are on the up and up, who are elevated, who are spiritual, etc. You know what I mean? Because the 2 of clubs can attract some real characters in your life, like real, even dangerous people. So that's why you don't want to be in certain environments, because you just don't want to be caught in the crossfire of conflict, right? So this year you're displacing the Queen of Clubs, right? Which is meaning you're busy. You know, Queen of Clubs is a busybody. And you got an Ace of Diamonds in Mercury. So there may be some new opportunity or new job. You may have started a new job or whatever. However, you got a 9 of clubs in Mars. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in terms of work, then you're going to be disappointed. That's what the card of disappointment. But this is also graduating from a type of work that you've already done, like leaving behind some work that you're doing and getting out there and exploring new things that are there for you, taking off, you know, flying, being open. 5 of clubs is like that, going on a hitting the road, going on an international sabbatical, like going from country to country, learning new spiritualities, traveling with the monks. You know, that's what the 5 of clubs is, like literally being an adventurer. You're learning from life. Like it's like you're going into a new school, but it's the school of life and you're learning in real time. You also have a 5 of hearts in Saturn. So this may be some separation that needs to happen right now. Like you need to be separated. Remember, I said that the hearts represent people, and a lot of times they represent the family. So when you have a 5 of hearts or 5 of hearts in Saturn, there could be a separation for some of your family, and you're needing to take a separation from your family so that you could get yourself recalibrated, so that you could find yourself. You know, that type of thing. And you got a 9 of hearts in Uranus. By doing that, you're going to discover something
I think
really, really, really want, like what you truly want out of life. What is your wish? What are you willing to drop everything for? That's what's supposed to come out of this year for you. Hey, you're back.
Yes, I am back, and the picture should be out of there. You know, I've had some episodes that I ain't gonna go into. Light went out one time, computer went out like this is both. It's well, I ain't gonna go through that, but
well, today is a Queen of Diamonds Day. Today is a Queen of Diamonds Day, and the Queen of Diamonds has some unexpected things, some unexpected disruptions, stuff like that. So it's kind of to be expected on a Queen of Diamonds Day.
Yeah, but and it's interesting because today is the 13th, which rules the number 4, which rules odd and unusual, sudden and unexpected, and 4 rules Aquarius, which is the system we're in. So anyway, thank you for carrying on the work, darling.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate this, and also I got to thank my moderator Jackie, and especially you too, Aquarius, that you kept it moving. You didn't say, "Okay, where's the brother?" He left me just standing there. So hold on, let me do this. Let's see. Here's this person. Here's Mary. She says, "Good evening, Lloyd and guest. 59 years old, the 15th of September. What do you say for Mary Monroe?"
Okay, so Mary is a 9 of clubs, which is actually the card for cardology, and we were just talking about Nine of
That's
Clubs.
a part of cardology, really?
Yes, the Nine of Clubs. And the Nine of Clubs is about seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a higher perspective, right? And it's very I guess you could say it's very Atlantean, the Nine of Clubs. It's like an Atlantean way, detaching yourself from emotions and being able to see things logically instead of seeing something as, maybe it's holding you back, see how it's progressing you, that type of thing. You said she was 59? I think it is
53.
53.
Hope,
So
no, what did she say? She's 59. Excuse me,
59.
59. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see where she is. She is okay. Great. So this is truly like the second year of a new beginning for you. This year you're displacing the Ace of Diamonds, right? And the Ace of Diamonds is, of course, new businesses, new enterprises, new ways of making money. But at the heart of the Ace of Diamonds is detaching yourself from focus on other people and elevating your own self, like focusing yourself on you. You know what I mean? So you're sitting in the Jupiter column. So this is a good time for just some sudden travels, expanding your philosophies, but also starting a business if you haven't started a business, or revitalizing your business. Because if you have a business, what the Ace of Diamonds can do is bring you customers, bring you clients, lots of them. It could get your business booming, you know? You also have a King of Clubs in Mercury. So the King of Clubs is about getting recognition. So you got some recognition coming to you. You got some people coming to you saying, you know what, you've been such a great so and so and so and so. When you got a King of Clubs, that's when you turn on social media and all of a sudden people are giving you props, or somebody's giving you props. Tag that person because they the best so and so so and so. And the King of Clubs is also about living your best life, finding your joy. What will truly make you happy? So I see a lot of joy and happiness thing. Now you got a Seven of Diamonds in Saturn this year, so you got to be willing to put your money in it. You know what I mean? Like this, the Seven of Diamonds is like in Saturn is like there's something that could make you happy, or there's a business that could be successful, but it's going to require an investment. It's going to require you putting some money to it. It's like that statement, scared money don't make money, right? So you're going to have to take a leap of faith, and you're going to have to spend a little money on some things in order to see a great return come back to you in the end.
All right. Good. Good. There is a lady that sent a couple of things. Let me see if I can get her. This is it here. It's Proxy Moon Premiere. Sister Aquarius does not have access to Cash App, but we do have access to something else. So don't you worry about that. We got that.
Oh, I got a Cash App.
You got a Cash App? I got Venmo. I didn't even ask.
Yeah, I got one now. I didn't have one before, but I do have
Well,
one.
good. We'll make that announcement too. This is Daniela. She's 49, born on March the 31st. I was always told that age 49 is 7 times 7, which is a climactic period.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
5 of Clubs. So March 31st, 31st, 5 of Clubs, and 49. So you are also related to the Nine of Diamonds, by the way, as a 5 of Clubs. You are the hidden power to the Nine of Diamonds. So, you and Lloyd are alike in many ways. As a matter of fact, a lot of your friends, Lloyd, would be 5 of Clubs, right? And so a lot of your friends might be the adventurous type. They may speak, they may go out and travel, they may know weird things, odd things, conspiracy theorists, stuff like that. That's what you'll find with the 5 of Clubs. So this year, she's also in the Jupiter column. There's so many blessed people. Like everybody I've seen so far have either been in the Jupiter or the Venus column. No Saturn columns, no anything. So that says a lot. So that says that there's a lot of people right now that are working on some real blessed situations or have blessed opportunities that they need to take advantage of. So you're displacing the 10 of Hearts, right? And I'm going to tell you the dynamics of the 10 of Hearts. I love the 10 of Hearts. It's my Uranus card. However, it's such an oxymoron because it's a card that says success with the public, success with the people, right? But of course, in order to be successful with the public, what do you got to do? You got to be out amongst the public, right? But guess what? 10 of Hearts don't like to be out amongst the public. They don't really like to be out amongst people, right? So anytime somebody has a 10 of hearts and I tell them you need to go out, you need to network, you need to party, you need to be in front of people, they'd be like, oh, but I don't really want to leave the house. So Michael Jackson was a 10 of hearts.
I was going to say, wasn't that Michael Jackson's
Yeah,
card?
yeah.
All
But
right,
see,
okay.
but that's why he lived in Neverland. He was shut away, but he knew for his career he had to come out. He had to, right? And that's the thing with the 10 of hearts. A part of your success is to be a personable person, to get out, and not even just a personable person. See, the thing with the 10 of hearts is it's not the greatest card for one-to-one relationships. It's better for one-to-many, right? So when you got a 10 of hearts, you're
Exactly
one.
what he did. One to
Yeah,
many, one on
right.
one.
One to many. So it's like if you got a 10 of hearts, your personal relationships might get too intense and they might just not work out that well. But your relationship with everybody else, it would be wonderful. You'll have 10 people over here telling you you're wonderful, and one person over here telling you they can't stand you. That's the thing with the 10 of hearts, right? So naturally, what you got to do is you got to go to the people who love you, you know what I mean? And don't give too much attention to the individual who is not going to be able to stand you because you're too big right now. You know what I mean? You're too big of a personality. So that's one of the things. And you also have another big card. You got a 10 of diamonds in Jupiter. So here you are, a person that's likely going to want a lot of attention right now, right? And you'll know what to do to get it. And that pisses people off. People get pissed off when we do what we need to do to get attention, right? They'll be like, you just getting attention. You just really like this, or you're just a clout chaser, or you just whatever. You know what I mean? So you'll get that kind of stuff. But what this does is forces you to really to expand, but to shrink. Your circle shrinks. You know what I mean? Your personal stroke, just like celebrities, their personal circle will start to go like this, but their relationship with the world will go like this. So it can be a very challenging thing, but also a very liberating time for you.
Now, you, my dear, are 4 of clubs. Can you tell us about this one?
My card twin, Brittany, right?
Now, what is Brittany's birthday?
She is actually a which 4 clubs is she? Brittany.
Oh, there are different types of 4s of clubs. I guess that depends on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
zodiac
No,
sign.
there's different birthdays. So she
I got
is a
you.
Libra. She's a Libra, 4 clubs, which makes her planetary ruler the Jack of Spades. The Jack of
Okay.
Spades. So the Jack of Spades is that's called like the spiritual initiate. You know what I mean? And a lot of times with the Jack of Spades, you'll find yourself in solitude sometimes. So you can learn some spiritual lessons. So we all know she was in solitude and she was learning spiritual lessons. Like uh, the 4 clubs has potential karma for getting stuck outside of their homeland. You know what I mean? So I'm very careful about when I travel just because of that. I don't want to go somewhere and be stuck and not being able to come home because of that 5 of hearts. So I'm very careful about the times that I travel and stuff like that. And I do also do a lot of spiritual work to ensure that I'm traveling to the right place at the right time, etc.
Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me say this. I'm going to switch it up. Don't go anywhere. I want to say this. During the comments, there was some of you that had left donations or super chats or whatever they call that. And I was going to be touching on some. Some had donated as much as $49. I was going to get to that. But when I lost my power, whatever the world happened, and I got back on, all of the people who had made donations has been erased. I have no idea. I don't know what you can do. Uh, this is all new to me. Okay, so I'm just telling you. So if I'm not touching any of you people who made a donation, that's because by the time I finally got back on board, and I have 2 computers here, one is working, one is not. and this is only working halfway, so I don't know what's going on. This is the new one too. But anyway, it is not deliberate if I do not address or touch on some of you who have donated. But we will go past the 8 o'clock hour for that. And I got to thank Aquarius Maximus for her wonderful knowledge of stuff that she can keep talking. It's like me. I can talk for days. You give me on these numbers, I'm on a roll. It's just, that's how we do. Anyway, let me go to the other comments now. All right. And wow, I just said, where the comments go? Here we go. Here we go. All righty. Foxy Moon said, "Oh no, sorry to hear that. That totally sucks." I would agree with you, Foxy Moon. Okay, no question. And I guess somebody says, is it best to send a cash app? I mean, best to send a donation through a cash app? I would imagine so. Mine is simply $ numbers and you, named after my orange book behind me on the shelf. But I guess you want it to be read too. Now, here is a person, this person, Roro, they would like they're born the 17th, their birth coming up on Friday, husband is on the 12th. And she says she believes she's an 8 of diamond, which she is, because I'm a 9 of diamond. And she's one day, and he is so they're both diamonds.
Yeah, and you find a lot of diamonds with diamonds, especially those two. Those two are related.
You mean other than husband and wife?
Yeah, they're also card related. So my mom, she's an 8 of diamonds, and she was married to a 9 of hearts. The 9 of hearts is basically the same card as the 7 of diamonds. So she was married she had that kind of marriage configuration. So a lot of times you'll find the cards are married to the same types of cards. Like you'll see the same kind of couples. Both of you, of course, are going to be driven when it comes to values, to having the good life, to building a solid life. You'll have an understanding that money is necessary. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get people together and they don't, one has a different value, like spirituality is more necessary and then this is more necessary. But here you have a couple who actually understand that your lifestyle is necessary. Like, we want to have a decent lifestyle, we want to have certain things, we want to have possessions, and so that's what will bring these two together. However, the 7 of diamonds has a little bit more. The 8 of diamonds has a lot of spiritual knowledge, but the 7 of diamonds is like a spiritual baby waiting to be cracked open and take that spiritual path. You know what I mean? So the 7 of diamonds can even go through more struggles, but the 8 of diamonds can help them along, and they'll want to, because the 8 of diamonds is like that when it comes to their loved ones. They want to help. They want to be helpful. They want to make sure that you go through this spiritual journey prepared, etc.
Very good. I got this from Foxy Moon's premiere. She says, so whoever sent in super chats could probably stop that payment and retract it back. Because believe me, I'm not trying to rip nobody. This is not why I'm here. I haven't been here for 2 years to take advantage of people, much less their funds. And people who know me knows exactly how I roll. So this person here, there's a Mex that made a $20 donation. They just made a donation. They're born 7/22/70, so they would be 53. Tell me something good, thanks.
7/22.
Yeah, 70.
70. Okay, so that's a 6 of clubs. And they're how old?
70, no, 53.
So we got a lot of 53, 52. 52, like I said, that's the last card in the deck. So 53, you start over, you become a baby again, born again, Ace of Hearts. Time to start your life over, and do things, differently. And literally, you're displacing the Ace of Spades. Look at that. You started your life over and you're displacing the card of new beginnings, drastic new beginnings, like total transformation. The Ace of Spades is like, when people have the Ace of Spades, they do things like change their name. And sometimes they don't intentionally change the name. Sometimes they join some spiritual system and they get a new name. They get initiated. Now they're known as, something, 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 So that would
Yep.
be an Ace
Yep.
of Spades thing, it could involve a move to another place, like so many different things. But this is your lifetime transformation card. So this is also a key important card to you anyway. So that adds even more oomph to it, So changes that you can't stop, changes that are beneficial in the long run, changes that can give you more money, you know what I mean? More everything. It's really wonderful. But it also, you're sitting in the Neptune, you're sitting in the Mercury Neptune column. So you're going to be very drawn to spiritual knowledge and secretive knowledge and the occult and, stuff like that. And if you were decide to start a whole new career, I see people getting into cybersecurity and things like that when they have an Ace of Spades, anything to do with investigations, because that is an investigation. That is investigating. Your transformation card this year is the Seven of Clubs, which is, again, finding your voice and doing things but that make you happy despite what other people may think. And the Ace of Spades is very good at that. Carisha, Diddy's girlfriend, is an Ace of Spades, and it doesn't look like she cares what anybody thinks about what she does. So the Ace of Spades is a really good card to help you to be your best, because you're not going to be stopped by, well, what does somebody else think about this, and what, because the Ace of Spades ain't even going to ask you. Ace of Spades is not, see, other people, Ace of Spades might ask you, but it ain't gonna really matter. But other people, you'll ask somebody something, well, do you think I should do this? And the person, if they give you criticism, which they will when you have a Seven of Clubs, it could make you feel negative about it, and you don't go to pursue it. With the Ace of Spades, they're not gonna care. They're gonna go right along and do whatever it is, and nothing nobody says is gonna stop them.
Okay, good. In fact, I pressed on this one accidentally while you were talking about the other person, Carrie Baker. They're born in 77, which makes them 46.
So they 8-7. So they are a 6 of diamonds. That's my brother's birthday. And you said they're 46?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
So one of the things, okay, so this year you're displacing what's called your karma card, right? So when we get up in our 40s, like 45, 46, so we displace our own card, our karma card. These are familiar energies to us, right? So it could be your challenging or your positive karma card or whatever, but you displace a karma card. So this is a familiar energy to you, and you get to learn a valuable lesson, So this is the card of graduation. We keep talking about that, cardology, graduating to a new way of looking at things. So you may find that there are things that have been oppressive in your life, and this year you may totally look at them differently. You may be willing to let it go and rise above it, and then just take it as a lesson learned and a grain of salt and move on, right? The thing with the Six of Diamonds is it's a very fortunate card, but because it's a 6, it deals with karma, and it also deals with time, right? So that means that everything, the six's lessons are all good things come in due time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you may find something that you really want to do. Uh-oh, did we lose him again?
No, I put the emphasis on you.
Okay. You find something that you may really want to do and get super excited about it. That's what happens with the Six of Diamonds, because I'm a Six of Diamonds right now. I get so excited about something. I get obsessed, excited, like scorpionic excited, right? And then I pour myself into it. And then the more I do it, guess what? The more bored I get with it. After a while, I'm bored. After a while, I'm like, I don't know if I can force myself to do this anymore. It's like burning out. But when you get to the thing that's truly for you, you're not going to be able to let it go. You're not going to be able to stop. You're going to keep on going, right? And that's how you know, oh, wow, this is it, right? And also, as a Six of Diamonds, you're like a farmer. So if you're one of the sixes, you're a Six of Hearts, you're a Six of Diamonds, you're a farmer. You plant seeds. So you may go to somebody and they may not get what you're saying at first. They may criticize it even. But guess what? If you keep on doing what you're doing, you keep on tilling that soil, eventually they're going to come around. That's the thing with the Six of Diamonds. So you cannot give up. You gotta use your willpower to keep pushing through, because people are not going to get it right away, but they will get it eventually.
Good, good. One more from Foxy Moon Premier. She says, "Thank you, sister at Lanice Strayhorn. That is my beautiful daughter. She has come to my rescue over 2 years. I've been doing this on several occasions. Okay, and I
Wow.
just need help. So she came here. So we was working between us. We was definitely getting back on the air. But yes, and I do always thank my daughter. God bless her. So I'm blessed with wonderful children. So, but that's my attitude. But that's a fact because they have no choice.
Wow.
Anyway, there was somebody. Oh, this person here, Najiba, 10-10-81. They're 41, so they knew they were ready.
Yeah, so that's a Queen of Clubs. Of course, they knew this is one of the most psychic cards that we got. Queen of Clubs.
Interesting.
41-year-old Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs actually know everything. They're the human supercomputer. The thing is, they don't listen to what they know sometimes. Like all people with intuition have suffered from that. We know, but we need verification. We need validation. We need a second opinion and stuff like that. So it's funny because, okay, so this year you're displacing the Seven of Clubs, right? So this is a good cycle. When you displace the Seven of Clubs, that means the next year you're going to displace the Eight of Diamonds. You're going to be at the top of the world the next year, right? So if you know that your next birthday, you're going to be at the top of the world, what does that mean now? That means you got to prepare, right? And again, that Seven of Clubs is about taking risks, about getting out there and showing your tail like Lizzo, not caring what people think, right? Because the biggest thing when people are about to make it really big is they start to think about the superficial. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, I could never do this because I got a pimple on my forehead, or I'm not pretty, or I'm too big, and I
Makes
need
you
to
about
lose
nothing, right?
weight. Yeah, but Lizzo is there to show you that none of that matters. What's yours is yours. It's for you to collect, no
Well,
matter
she's a
what.
Taurus 9 person,
Yeah,
and 9 people normally think they're the greatest thing since ice cream, as a general rule.
they're
In
supposed to.
numerology.
She's supposed to, as a Seven of Clubs,
Yeah.
because she lives a life of doubt. You think she thinks she's the greatest person, but in her
Interesting.
head, she don't think that. You know what I mean? She has to put on that persona. She has to pull personalities out. Her karma card is the Jack of Spades, which is the card of multiple personalities. That's the actor. So you got to go in and pull some of your archetypes out that are stronger than you, right? So like me, my archetype is obviously Aquarius Maximus. Aquarius Maximus is not the same as Tavana Evans. Tavana Evans
Not at all.
don't like to put herself out there like Aquarius Maximus. Aquarius Maximus just happens to not care. Aquarius Maximus is a Queen of Spades, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Okay.
she's a whole different card. But that is
Mhm.
the power of that Jack of Spades. So it allows you to get into role. You got to think about, I'm going to get into role. I'm going to play this role, and I'm going to detach from the idea that other people are saying bad things about me and all this other stuff, because we never have a celebrity if people worried about what other people, the negative thing that people say. That's why we have the saying, let your haters be your motivators. At this point, that's what you have to have. But in order to have that kind of victory, guess what? That means you're going to face criticism. You're going to face haters. You're going to face people. You when you have a Seven of Clubs, you literally go to somebody with one of the most wonderful ideas you think you have, and they'll be like, what is that? You know what I mean? But they don't have the vision. Yes, they don't have the vision that was implanted in you. They're not you. So you got to have that vision and that faith, and you got to be that pioneer and go for broke. Go out there and run with whatever it is, and not caring what people are saying about that.
All right, good. Before we take another one, I do want to let you know that the show and this week's show is sponsored by the Sisterhood of no, the Sisterhood of Traveling Spades. Aren't you a part of that too, darling?
Yes,
Well, yes,
I guess
sponsor show this
the
week,
event that they're having, yes, I'm gonna be there.
and of tomorrow, the three of you will be making an appearance. Y'all do this every
Right,
Tuesday.
cardiology open mic, right, right.
So this way, and the reason why I'm doing this, so people can, when you're talking about displacing the cards and this, that, and the other, they hear what you're saying, but I don't know whether for sure whether they get it. And so this is
So
a
let
way
me
that they can
explain
get it.
that.
Yes, please do.
So when I say that you're displacing a card, like every year, if you're not a fixed card, because there are a couple of cards that are fixed cards, they don't move. The world moves around them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got cards that are not fixed card and they move every year. So every year you move into the karmic house of another card. You know what I mean? So if I say you're displacing the nine of clubs, that's saying that you moved into the karmic house of the nine of clubs. So that means you get to experience their whole life in that 1 year. You experience the karma cards, the karma, the energy, and you see things from their perspective. So that's why a lot of times when we display somebody's card, we actually grow closer to them because we see things the way they see them. It could bring
Mm-hmm.
us in a relationship with that person or that type of card simply because we're now looking at life from the same perspective.
Have you ever have couples ever approached you about their cards before they get married? Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, at all times. Yeah, they've approached me. Absolutely. You
Well,
know,
if you see cards that say they really need to go to the nearest exit, do you tell them? Or would this be a
but that's not true. If they're together right now at the moment, they're supposed to be together at the moment, you know? And then
ah,
you're talking to me as a five of hearts. I'm not as a five of hearts, my transformation card, my other twin card is a five of hearts. So as a five of hearts, I don't believe in happily ever after forever with one person.
that's fairy tale.
now
Yeah, that's
now
in
it
the fairy tale books.
right. Now it does happen. Don't get me wrong, there's exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, we tend to build relationships all over, all different types of relationships, you know. So I don't go into a relationship being like, "Oh my God, I want to spend the rest of my life with you." I don't. So, so I'm like, "Hey, anybody who comes in front of me, go for it." You know what I mean? Like go for
Mhm.
the experience. You obviously need the experience for something.
So when you tell somebody that, like if you've been in a relationship and your thing is like, I'm not here forever, do they feel offended? They shouldn't, because no one is here forever, really.
Well, the funny thing is you see the law of attraction is going to bring you the right people and bring you to the right people. So
Hmm.
I tend to attract people who know that somewhere deep inside of their spirit, they know what I'm saying is right. You know what I mean? Like, so they don't get broken up about it. You know what I mean? They've been through enough experiences to know that they've been through a lot of relationships and they've been through other relationships, so that those are the ones that tend to come to me, so they know.
Good, good. Let's say, uh, well, this person didn't give an age. Well, they're about, I think, 37 or 38. No, they will be 40 this year.
So
Um,
they are a nine of diamonds. They are
and they
your
said
card.
we give things Aquarius.
They are a nine of diamonds.
That's me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yay!
yeah. So let's see where they are this year. Okay. So they're in Neptune. Like we talked about a lot of other people so far. They've been in Venus and Jupiter. You're in Neptune, right? So you're displacing the Eight of Hearts. That is like, I call the Eight of Hearts the spellcaster, right? But it's not one of them type of spell. Like you could be really good in cast spells online, but the Eight of Hearts needs to be present. You need to be in person. Now that's actually the Pluto card, I think, to the Nine of Diamonds. Is it a Pluto card? Yes. So it's your lifetime Pluto card you're displacing, right? So this is
Mhm.
magnetic. This is the ability to be able to attract people, like lots of people, right? And it's also the hostess. And it has a little twinge of Playboy Playgirl, you know what I mean, to it,
Mhm.
right? A little bit of wow, because when you realize you got so much power, you want to go out and use it with other people. You know what I mean? You were like, oh my God, I'm magnetic. Let me go see how magnetic I am with these other people. You know what I mean? So it's a very magnetic card. It's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a very fun time for you when you displace the Eight of Hearts. It's supposed to be also potentially a very successful time. You can build a group, you can build followers. I use this example all the time because I have a client. I'm not gonna say who she is because she's kind of big, but she came on. She went on Clubhouse, and she is an Eight of Hearts, and she wound up building one of the biggest financial networks for millennial women, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Built that out of Clubhouse, right? So because she's a Native Hearts, guess what? These people will follow her wherever she does, whatever she does. So if you got a network you built of 500,000 people, guess what? That's people that's gonna go. They gonna go wherever you go. You know what I mean? And that's powerful.
So that's what they call the influencers, right?
Yeah, that's a real influencer right there.
Yeah.
That's a super influencer. You know what I mean?
Well,
So I would use that power to create that base, especially if you have a business or something like that, because you also have a 10 of diamonds in Jupiter, and you definitely can make a lot of money off of creating a base of people that are following you. So it could be whatever you do. Now you're an expert, and you could have did one thing and you just became an expert in that thing, and everybody's following you. You got a 7 of Hearts in Venus this year, which is the GOAT. So you could step up into leadership, into some level of power, and really 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 build something for the rest of your life that lasts. You know what I mean? So this is real good financial energy, although yes, it could attract a new relationship. But I would, if I was single, I wouldn't want to waste the 8 of Hearts on one person. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I would have fun, get out and just get my flowers and my thing. And then after I become other cards, then I'll settle down later.
okay, that makes sense. We have a person who donated pretty fly. She is 64 years old. She's born on February the 2nd in Aquarius.
Okay, so February the 2nd, you the 3rd? No, February the 3rd.
3rd,
Nine
excuse me. Thank
of
you.
Spades.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So you are a 64-year-old 9 of Spades. When you get to be those ages and you're a 9 of Spades, then you really want to just you just like, look, when's my time? The 9 of Spades is about fulfillment. It's about major fulfillment. And it's actually what I call one of the Cinderella cards,
Really?
because the thing is, people look at Cinderella as, well, she got the prince and the riches at the end, but they forget about the fact that she was scrubbing floors and her stepsisters were spitting on her, and her stepmama ain't like her. They forget
Yeah.
about that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that denotes somebody who really had a hard life or had a struggle somewhere, right? And then they finally gained all of the happily ever after the struggle. But guess what? If you struggle like Cinderella, you likely will never forget that. You'll likely never forget the struggle. You'll never forget the bruises you had. You'll never forget what you went through. And that's the thing with the 9 of Spades, because they got to heal from all of the experiences that they've been through to really enjoy where they are. Because oftentimes you will meet them, right? And they really seem like they're going to be in a good place. But mentally, they're like, I'm not in a good place. Like, I should have more, or I should be able to really enjoy this, but I can't because I still got all of this trauma that I've had to get me here. You know what I mean? So that's the
Mhm.
thing. But you're displacing the 10 of Hearts this year, which is the card I talked about earlier, which is a need for you to get out. And you're not going to want to get out. You know what I mean? But you got to fight that desire to stay in and away from people, to be out amongst people, because people are going to bring expansion, growth, more money to you, everything. And then even, just revitalize the love that you had for yourself. It's going to be really healing.
What about this person, Grades of Us, October the 6th, 1991? They are 31.
October the 6th, we have a 3 of Diamonds
A diamond. Okay.
and Well, our first three of diamonds. Three of diamonds are like babies. They're very, very youthful when it comes to their emotions and stuff like that. So we got a 31-year-old three of diamonds. You're in Neptune too. Look at that. So we had two Neptune people. So this person is displacing the two of spades, which is the card of friendship, brotherly, sisterly love, working together with people, cooperative economics, learning and co-creating with the universe, right? So this is a partnership, but it's a partnership that you got to do your part. You know what I mean? And oftentimes, because this card has a Neptunian Mars influence, you won't want to do your part. You may think that somebody else has to do their part to save you. You know what I mean? But you don't want to be saved. You want to do your part. You want to participate. You know what I mean? And also, it's definitely about raising your consciousness and your appreciation about things and stuff like that. But so you're going to make some friends. That's your Saturn card this year. So there's going to be some important contacts that you make. That's what this year is supposed to be about. And you also have a two of diamonds in Jupiter. So it's supposed to be like maybe an important deal, an important business deal, important partnership that could lead to expansion and more money for you. Your transformation card is the 10 of clubs, which is the card of doors opening. And when it's in a transformative position, that means some serious doors opening for you, doors flying open, right? But doors opening means nothing if you don't have the courage to walk through them. You know, that's got to be your part. Like you got to be courageous and walk through these doors and have faith. Your faith will be tested. You know, sometimes it'll look like a door is not going to open when in actuality it is. I actually had a situation like that happen to me recently with the 10 of clubs. I didn't think something was going to happen, and it wound up happening later on because everything happens in due time and in the right time. So that door opens, that door that opens is likely going to be to a specific and important person that you need to be there at that time to connect with.
Okay, what about this person? Honeymoon 411202. Their
May
daughter's
11th,
born May the
11th.
11th.
So we got
That means the daughter
another
will
8
be
of diamonds.
6 years old, and this the mom is born on the 21st of September, 35 years old. Appreciate a reading.
Okay, well, let me look at the mama because she's the one on the line, right? September 21st. 3 of clubs. Okay, and 35. So I tell you one thing, the 3 of clubs is the card of worry and creativity sometimes. And especially when it comes to children, we worry
Really?
a lot about nothing with that. 35. It's an overactive imagination that grows and grows and grows and grows.
That's interesting.
35. Hold on. So she's in Neptune too. She's displacing the 2 of spades
Her
too.
daughter?
No, the mom.
Interesting.
So
The mom.
she's
Okay.
yeah. So she's displacing the 2 of spades, and we were just talking about someone else. So your attention is likely on the wrong person. You know, that's a baby, what, 20 to whatever, how old. Your attention needs to be on the world because you got work to do out there on the world. You got a Queen of Clubs in Jupiter this year, right? So that is, how old is your child? Making sure your child is in daycare and childcare.
6 years old.
Yeah, so that's making sure that your child is in daycare and childcare and music and this and that, all these different things to keep them busy while you get out there and do your thing because you got an 8 of hearts in Venus. You know what I mean? But having a Queen of Clubs is great because Queen of Clubs are the masters at juggling children and work and fun.
How do you remember all this stuff? How do you remember all of this?
There are only 52 cards.
Yeah.
52 cards. It's not much. But the Queen of Clubs is about making your life more efficient so that you can enjoy it. So that you
But
can enjoy
I
life.
can say to you, there are only 9 numbers.
Oh,
And yet
yeah.
these 9 numbers tell a whole lot.
Tell a whole lot.
When you say
Right,
52 cards, I think that says it all.
Right.
This is Marcellus Pittman. Thank you for the donation, sir. They're born November the 21st, 75. They are now 47 years old.
11/27, and they are a. Oh, yeah, I should know that. That's my dad's birthday. Six of Hearts.
Six of
Uh,
Hearts.
yeah, Six of Hearts, and they are 47. And let's see, Six of Hearts. Let's find the Six of Hearts. So you're displacing the Five of Clubs as a Six of Hearts. One of your karma cards. Remember, I told you those 40s, you start displacing karma cards and all this other stuff, right? And the Five of Clubs is, again, it's about going out there and seeking what's out there. Going out there and learning new information, traveling, possibly moving, doing something out of the ordinary, but following it all the way through, investing in yourself, investing in your business, stuff like that. One of the biggest challenges I see with the Six of Hearts is oftentimes, again, remember I told you that sixes deal with time, right? So oftentimes they will sit back and wind up seeing someone else do what they do or want to do and feel cheated. They'll feel like, man, why can't I have this? Why can't I have my time? I work hard. I do this, I do that, right? But it is a very fortunate card, and you will have your time if you stick with it. You know what I mean? And you don't give up. Your victory can be bigger than anyone else's. So the sixes can bring success later on in life after 40s. Like me, I'm a Six of Diamonds now, and I feel like I'm just now kind of getting out there. And that's what tends to happen with these types of cards. You have a King of Hearts and Venus. Speaking of getting out there, you got to put yourself out there. So whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to require that you share your beautiful person, your beautiful face, your voice, everything. You got to put yourself out there. As a matter of fact, I was just reading somebody today who was a King of Hearts, and I never heard their voice before. I always read what they wrote on social media. When I heard her voice, I was like, oh my God, why don't you speak more? You know what I mean? Because what I imagine your voice sounds like is nothing like it sounds like in real life. Like in real life, it's like powerful. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you need to speak. You need to put yourself out there. So the King of Hearts could be like we're focusing on the wrong thing about ourselves when we're not playing up our strengths. So you have to play up your strengths and really, really, really get out there and put on a show for people. And you got a Nine of Hearts in Jupiter, which is about obtaining some wishes. So you're destined to obtain a wish, right? And or maybe even multiple wishes. But the thing about it is you got to be clear about what it is you want. A lot of times we don't get what we want because we're not even clear about what we want.
That makes sense. We're gonna go a little bit longer, maybe about 4 to 6 minutes longer, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
This is Jalewa Tires, because I know you got a family and it's kind of
Oh
late.
yeah, I got a kid. I'm about to choke right now at Two of Diamonds in my face, trying to do sign language and stuff like that. I'll be like, wow, the mommy with I need a stick to,
I've gone through it too. I'm more than understand. I can relate.
I need a stick while I'm over here.
So what about Jaleo? She's 28 years old. What's it? Because she would be going through what is called in astrology the first solar return, lunar return.
Yeah, Saturn return.
Saturn return.
Yeah, so we got a Libra. So this is October, what, 8th?
8th, yeah.
So we got a good old Ace of Diamonds. And I'm going to tell you, one thing Ace of Diamonds don't like is Saturn.
Ace of Diamonds don't like what?
They don't like Saturn because they don't like being restricted. They can restrict themselves, but they don't like being restricted at all. That's like taking a baby and tying a baby down and being like, that's the worst thing in the world. They don't like to be restricted. But so you are in the Uranus column, right? And you're displacing tomorrow's card, the Jack of Diamonds. So I would pay careful attention to the events tomorrow to see where life is trying to take you. Jack of Diamonds is a very futuristic kind of energy. Sometimes it can be hard to get a grasp on things that are Jack of Diamonds. It takes time for it to settle for you to figure it out what the message is, you know, because again, it's so futuristic, it's so far beyond what you know. It's going to be something new, you know. And the beautiful thing about the Jack of Diamonds is once they get this energy, then it could be a new idea, a new business, or something like that. But once they get this energy, they know just how to sell it to the people. You know what I mean? So they know how to take something that seems so far out and sell it to the people, you know? So this could be the formula for success for you, like with a new business or something like that, or a new way of making money, because you are, what's embedded in you is the ability to be able to sell sand to the seashore. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, God handing you this thing, you don't know what the hell this is, and you can be like, go ahead, go out and make some money with it. You know what I mean? The Jack of Diamonds will make some money with it. The Jack of Diamonds.
Isn't that the sign of the United States, the Jack
Yes,
of Diamonds?
it is, and it's your Jupiter card. So,
Really?
so
Okay.
you could sell numerology. You know what I mean?
And
So
I'm doing that too.
yeah. So because the Jack of Diamonds is actually like the pitch person. So it's not necessarily just that like you're selling, but they're pitching and they're getting people on board with this new thing, you know, that's new to them, you know. So someone can give you something without form and you create it, you give form to it and you give it to the world. So that's what it does. And you have a 3 of spades in Jupiter. So there may be multiple things. There may be multiple things that you get out there and you hustle with this year.
No, but that's true.
Yeah,
That is
but you got a King of Hearts and Pluto. We were just talking about the King of Hearts. Whatever it is, it ain't gonna work if you don't put your energy into it and you don't put yourself out of it, but out there, because that's the formula to the Jack of Diamonds. They're not really selling the thing; they're selling them. They're selling themselves. They're selling their persona, their personality. People buy it because of who they are, not necessarily because of what it is.
So in essence, how's your labels year going to be? Because we're going to take 2 more after this.
You said what?
How is her year going to be based upon what you had talked about?
New, adventurous. It got an
Good.
Ace of Clubs. A new way of seeing things, having to learn new information. She got a 5 of Clubs in Mars, which means that she needs to be open to new information, open to, you know, exploring. I always say the 5 of Clubs is like getting in a car and not taking the same route you normally take to work, right? Instead, you find yourself, maybe you got lost, you find yourself taking another route. And when you get another route, you find yourself in this big, nice, beautiful neighborhood. You'd be like, oh, wow, I've never seen these houses before. This is the universe's opportunity to expand you and to plant a seed in you of desire to elevate, to expand. So that's typically what happens with the 5 of Clubs. You'll find yourself in a new place, bigger and better than where you are, because the spirit is trying to show you how it's time for you to graduate. It's time for you to be in that place that you found yourself suddenly in.
Good. 2 more quickly, and then we are out. I'm going to let you go. Also, you developed a deck, but right now, this is the person is 40 years old. They're born October 13th of 82.
Got all these Libras.
Yeah.
October 13th. So we have another 9 of Clubs. October 13th.
So clubs and diamonds tend to predominate this show so far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have spades and hearts, but clubs and
hearts are rare. You know, the hearts are really the people that are going to be out there. Remember, they deal with people in real life. So those are going to be the people that are out there with someone. You know, the clubs and the diamonds, they're going to be all up in the internet, you know,
right.
and they're going to be up here. So you got that 9 of Clubs and you're 40. So you're a 40-year-old 9 of Clubs. And you are in the Jupiter column. So again, you are displacing the 10 of Hearts. We talked about that before. And the 10 of Hearts is your lifetime transformation card. So it even underscores the fact that it's time for you to deal with people, right? To get out and network. Your fortune is out there. Your fortune is out there with the people. You also got that King of Hearts and Venus, which is your lifetime Mars. So because the 9 of Clubs have a King of Hearts and Mars, and is this a woman? That's sometimes more challenging for women because it's like Stacey Abrams is a 9 of Clubs, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she took a lot of hits because of how powerful a person she is, you know. So they'll take hits at her femininity and call, you know, they'll when you have that king of when you have a king of hearts in general. So, you know, they'll be like, oh, you're too, you know, you're too rough, or you're too this, you're too that, because the king of hearts is a very masculine, aggressive kind of card, right? But you got it in Venus. So, you know, it will work to your benefit if you're trying to attract things into your life. With the law of attraction, it's going to take some aggression. It's going to take some you getting out there. It's going to take some you speaking your mind. It's going to take all of that for you to get the lifestyle that you want to get. You know what I mean? To build your lifestyle. And this also could represent a relationship. I don't know if I see what she has a wedding gown or something like that, but this could also represent a relationship or the quote unquote man in your life or whomever. And you also got a king of clubs in Mars, right? So it's a lot of hot energy and a two of spades. So when we have a king of clubs, somebody is the brainiac. Both people are the brainiac, and you can't tell one person nothing. You know what I mean? So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, we both, it's like we both know, we both know it all, basically, right? So it's like the phrase two big noses can't kiss. That's what people always say,
I never
right?
heard that before. That, but that
It
kind
is,
of makes
right?
sense.
So
Okay.
basically it's like, you know, we both are, you know, the ish. And but if we keep being the ish, then we're not going to have that love or whatever. So you're learning how cooperation and how to compromise, you know. So you're learning that, and you especially had that two of spades in Jupiter, right? So somebody got to be nice, somebody got to be funny, somebody got to be whatever, because there's a lot of powerful, heated leadership energy in the home and in you. So what do? You got to take this leadership energy to the streets. You're supposed to be doing something out there. Great. You're supposed to be being
Mm-hmm.
great. And if you're not being great out there, then you're going to be great in your home. And we know how that is when we deal with other people. You
Yeah.
know, that's why I said a one to many versus a one to one. You're just too much for me, but you're everything for everybody else.
The last one, and this is a donation. I think it's H Town 11, and they said thank you for this show. Can they get a reading? It is Libras. A lot of Libras are getting through. I haven't
Yeah,
even.
I have my theory. Venus is in
Yeah.
Pisces right now.
Uh
So
huh.
Venus is their ruler. And I'm a Pisces rising Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces. So I would be attracting a lot of Libras coming to me. I
And
always
that
talk about
also
it. I
explains
got
why
Pluto in there too. Huh?
the men never forget you either, which is a whole nother story for me.
Oh. Okay, so we got another five of clubs. Your hidden power card again, Lloyd.
Wow.
These are your friends. In 1991, how old is
That's
that?
31.
31. Oh my
31
God.
going on
Oh my God,
32.
I'm getting older. That was a year before I graduated from high school, I think. 31. What do we say?
Yep.
Five of clubs. So you are, ooh, I can't find you. Hold on. Oh, here you go. So you're in the Mars column, and you are actually displacing the King of Hearts this year. So you must get the courage to put yourself out there and put on a performance and whatever it is you do. And your transformation card is the seven of spades, which is having faith. So guess what? You may not even get to know what taking a leap of faith is going to bring you. You know what I mean? It's like somebody says, go out there and put on a performance. You don't know if you're going to get a check. You don't know what's going to happen. But what you do know is it's going to bring you closer and closer to your ultimate goal and your destiny. You know what I mean? You have a six of spades in Saturn. So this year you want to make sure you take care of your health. You don't neglect anything health related because it could build up. And also the six Saturn deals with the past and the six of spades deals with the past. So it's a double Saturn influence. So anything that you may have done in the past and that you ignored would creep up on you now and become a problem. Okay. But the good news is you have a king of clubs and Pluto, and the king of clubs is like the doctor. They know what's going on. You know what's going on with you, and you got the answers. Remember, I said the king of clubs knows everything. So you may have an issue that pops up. You want to really meditate, think about it, research, and all the right answers will come to you in terms of what you need to do to resolve it. You got a Queen of Spades reward. So that's also moving to a new level. That's also real estate. This would be a great year for you to buy a property if you don't have it, or buy multiple properties, right? And the Queen of Spades is also a little bougie. So you're going to have the opportunity to be around some important people and be bougie like you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? And to see how the other side gets to live, because maybe that's the side that you're supposed to be living. So, like I said, going down the unbeaten path on things will open up a new lifestyle for you. And one that you may ultimately find that you like, even though in your head you don't like those kind of people. You know what I mean? But you may find that you like those kind of people.
Very good. Listen, now, this is how people can get in touch with you. The only thing that I didn't include was your Cash App. So, this is you. This is your contact number, 470 422
Yes.
7044.
And every day I do mini readings now, right? So my mini readings are anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all on the phone. You got to hit me up on Instagram, and I'll shoot you. I usually shoot my Cash App and my number and an appointment, so you get a same day appointment. If I don't get overwhelmed, most people get a same day appointment, because I usually I take anywhere between 6 to 10 people a day.
Yeah, I've done that too. Yeah.
And they're fun for me because they're short. It doesn't take a lot out of me, but it does a lot for people. Like, people get a lot out of it. So I do those.
Agree.
Yeah. So, that's what I do more so now than the long readings, because the long readings.
I have a long, but I do mostly mini readings now because
Yes,
people
yeah.
just enough to kind of
Yeah.
answer some basic questions.
Yeah.
But this is your website, so people can go and whatnot. And by the way, young lady, you are also putting out a deck, all right? A special deck. This is it here.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Yes, that is the Cardology deck. That is my Cardology Oracle deck. And a
When will
lady
it be out?
I love. It was actually supposed to have been out. It was a little delayed because I had to do the book to go along with it. And me and books take time. Me and art, I
Yeah.
get that done in no time, but me and books take time. But it should be shipping out within the next week or so. So, you can go ahead and pre-order.
I
And
do want to order one. Where do they go on your banner to order?
you could go to aquariusmaximus.com/deck, I believe. DECK is the link.
Aquarius Maximus, what now?
.com/deck.
Deck.
DECK.
Okay, that's it. So all they got to do, I put at the end of the website, aquariusmaximus.com/deck, DECK. And then that way they can order it. Yeah, well, I'm going to order it too. So, but I tell you this, those are fabulous looking sisters on the cover of the deck. I can tell you that.
You.
I know you got them images from, but I said, those sisters look like they are not playing.
Totally created. Thank
Like
you.
another
Thank
place
you.
and time. But I do want to thank you. Can you hold on just 1 second so you sign up? I just want to let people know what else is going on, and I'll be right with you. Um, by the way, I do want to let you know that today's show has been brought to you by the Sisterhood of the the Sisterhood of the Traveling Spread. I don't know. I get a little tongue tied, but it's the Sisterhood of the Traveling Spreads, and they're going to have a workshop on the 26th of this month. And in fact, one of the people in this will be a guest on my show on Monday. So I'm going to let you guess who that might be. And tomorrow, okay?
Actually, no. Tomorrow it's put off for 2 weeks. So,
okay.
in 2 weeks we'll have the next Cardology open mic, which is actually good. So
I am so glad I did not hang up on you. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. Wednesday's guest is Wednesday's guest. And by the way, please happy Valentine's Day, things like that. So don't forget that. Man, we kind of like some candy too and whatever. But anyway, this will be my guest this coming Wednesday, Jeffrey Noble. We're working on a relationship workshop on the 26th. And in fact, this will give you a little background. We'll be showing more and whatnot. I do want to let you know that my online course is on sale. Alrighty, I think the sale will end in about 24, 48 hours, so please grab a hold of it. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from this month's uh, February newsletter. And one today, Aquarius Maximus, came from a Libra.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was just interesting since Libras tend to dominate the house today. And for those
Yes.
who want to listen to some of the shows, you can go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com to sign up and listen to the podcast. Go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com to also get the newsletter, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com to also enroll for the class, and it will be there. All right. And again, my special guest this Monday is, this Wednesday is Jeffrey Noble. We've been doing things together. We've been in Texas and other parts of the country stuff during this. So we're going to have fun during this workshop, but he's going to be there talking about it, how it works. But in the meantime, beautiful lady, let me say this. You know how we say thank you for holding it down, Aquarius Maximus? Well, that's exactly what you did. And I got to thank my moderator, Jackie, who kind of knew what to do. She kind of knows how I operate anyway. But it was working out very well. And I must thank my beautiful daughter, Lanice Strayhorn. I ain't going front. That's my baby. So, but they're all my babies. All my daughters are my babies. But that's how I feel. But anyway, I want to thank everybody very much. Y'all have a nice day. And to you, Aquarius Maximum, any parting words?
Well, thank you for having me as usual, and thank you for your kindness and all of that. I'm so appreciative. You get me out of my shell, and because I do that 10 of hearts, I suffer from that myself. That's my Uranus, and you remind me of what's really important in the work that I need to do. So thank you so much, and thank you all.
Well, you know, Aquarius, we're both number sevens. Okay, so we kind of like to stay under the radar, so to speak. Okay, so now that your child is stopped, he can stop talking sign language to you. That three of diamond.
Oh
Okay,
my God. Yeah, my speaking of which, yeah, my 3 of diamonds into the background upstairs yelling, the
yes,
Lord of
like what's up? What's up? I
yeah.
don't blame him. It's like he want to know how come the food ain't ready yet, or whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
basically. Yeah. It's
I
gotta be
don't have
related.
a problem with that. In the meantime, I want to thank all of you very, very much for joining us. And a very special thanks again to Sister Aquarius Maximus. And if you met her mom, you know why she is just as dynamic too. All righty. So all of y'all have a blessed day. Take care. See you in a couple of days. And ladies, happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. And don't forget the brothers, we need some love too. Okay? Not that you gotta take us out, but you know what I'm saying? A little, come on. Thank you. Bye bye.